And welcome back. We're on to our second topic now, which has been hotly debated in the past few weeks and months. It's about consoles upgrading. There's been a few choice words from Xbox's head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, recently talking about the future of hardware innovation for the console being similar to the way PCs evolve. Joe, you're quite up on the PC gaming scene. I'm sure you've had to upgrade a few times. I mean, what do you think this?
Pretty unsure, really. I'm just not sure how it's going to work exactly. Do you upgrade like the full console? Do you like trade it in for a bit? Or?
In theory, it would just be a new console. So you'd have like what they're calling it Xbox 1.5.
Okay.
Essentially, so I'm just going to quote Mr. Spencer here. He says, "We see on other platforms, whether it be mobile or PC, that you get a continuous innovation that you rarely see on console. Consoles lock the hardware and the software platforms together at the beginning of the generation. Then you ride the generation out for 7 or so years, while other ecosystems like iPhones and things like that are getting better, faster, stronger, and then you wait for the next big step." That doesn't even make sense the way that's written. Anyway, you get the idea anyway. Yeah. So Phil Spencer said that beginning of March. A few weeks after that, we start getting strong rumours, about another PlayStation 4.5, or as some developers are already calling it, PlayStation 4K, which apparently will bring 4K gaming to the new PS4 and allow games to look better, run faster, smoother, blah, 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 blah.
So can the current PS4 not do 4K?
No, I think it'll do 4K movies.
I think they patched it to do 4K movies.
But
recently.
not games?
Not games.
Right, okay. Interesting.
So
basically, Apple make a ton of money from just doing this shit every single year. Let's just do that.
I mean, I think that's like the best thing to compare it to is iPhones. Yeah. With new iPhone every year.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's 2
years. I'll probably end, if that's the case, I'll get every other one.
I mean, it's entirely different to what we're used to now. Do you think people would go for that?
Not really.
I think it's too soon. Yeah. I mean, obviously, they're probably trying to attempt like people who haven't got the original console, maybe.
Yeah, but I still think it's super early. Like
these consoles are almost 3 years old.
Alright, fair enough.
I still feel like I'm waiting for the big games of the console to come out, though.
I feel like when this Uncharted comes, that's going to be like one of the ones that finally comes and hits the shelf. It's just like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like, but you're right. It has been a long wait, really. Of some massive disappointments and some okay games.
A lot of mediocre games so far.
Yeah, but it's weird to think. I didn't realise it's been out like almost 3 years. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, would you not say that the Order 1886 was fantastic and amazing and everything you hoped it would be for this generation?
Just overhyped like everything else has been this generation.
I didn't mind Order.
That could have been such a good game.
Yeah, it has some great parts to that. Like story wise, I was like proper into that game. But
yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
Even if it was 3.5 hours long, or whatever it was. But yeah, more interestingly though, is because of this has caused a hubbub around the internet, as many things do. Phil Spencer just last week actually kind of backed away from these comments, saying that if the Xbox was to become more powerful, it would more likely be with a new, more beefier console. So essentially the normal way, I guess.
Also, instead of like a 0.5, it'd be just Xbox.
A new console, I guess. I don't know. It's a bit. I don't know. Microsoft's a bit in a strange situation because they're trying to.
So they kind of got it out there to see how people react, and they're like, "Whoa, never mind."
Yeah.
Back up a bit.
Yeah, and obviously the rumours with PlayStation came out, which looked pretty solid.
It'd be more interesting if they made them like modular, like all these Steam machines are trying to do. Yeah. So like they could release a later graphics card upgrade or something,
and you literally just pop it in.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing about this is this not alienate like your average bloke wants to have a bit of FIFA, mate. Yeah. Does it not alienate?
You know what? It's sad that I have a lot of those friends.
I know. Does it not alienate those though? Because they're not tuned in like us. They're not going to have a clue.
I suppose it's a case of. It's always a question of what you're going to miss out if you don't do this sort of thing, and it's going to be you're going to miss like. Maybe some new software, maybe some like apps or shit, maybe the 4K stuff, which the average bloke just wouldn't really care about. So
if you're playing FIFA and that's it, then
you would still think they would just buy the normal PS4, Xbox One and be done with it. But
just get the cheapest one available.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know, it's so hard to say, like, because it's never really been done before.
No.
With consoles.
If it can improve performance, I guess, is the biggest thing.
And it's how much as well, really. To say, it's going to be another 300, 400 quid for a new console, it's like, right, what am I really going to get for doing this?
Well, it's funny you say that because we were going to come on to it later anyway, but I'll bring it in now. God of War 4 was leaked quite heavily by someone looking for a job. I think it was on LinkedIn. I might have got that totally wrong, but anyway, some art and assets was leaked, and it's God of War 4 set in Norse mythology. So he's going to face Thor and
I can get behind
whatever.
that. Yeah,
and
I'm always down with God of War.
The thing with God of War 4 is it looks really powerful. If at E3 Sony say, hey, here's PS4.5, PS4K. Here's God of War 4. You can only play God of War 4 on the new PS4.
They couldn't do that.
I think that would be
outrage across the internet. Would just...
Or the other way they would probably more likely do it is you can play God of War 4 on your PS4.
They won't look.
But it won't look like this.
It's not the creme de la creme version.
But would that be enough for you guys to upgrade?
So that's where they'd probably... I mean, I'm not saying it'd be enough, but that's where they would tempt me, if anything. If they're going to say to me, look, it will seriously improve it, it will look amazing, and it will be a big upgrade, then I'd be like, maybe.
Only if there's some kind of good trading deal.
Yeah, that's because, I mean, what are you supposed to do with your old PS4 if they're going to keep upgrading it sort of thing? It's literally like the iPhone, just bang it in, trade it in CEX, and get the money towards the next console.
Not a few million for CEX there.
Yeah,
exactly.
And they're rolling. But I just don't know, it's a weird thing to think about. I don't really see it working, honestly. I just think it'd be strange. Because it's almost like you're then selling, say for example with God of War, you buy it on your normal PS4 now, it's like you're selling people a version of it that you know isn't as good as it can be.
Mm.
And it's like, you're forcing them to...
I think Sony are smarter than that.
Yeah.
Well, at least I hope they are.
I don't know, they've done some pretty dumb things. They've been alright the last few years, so they are due an absolute fuck up. I think it's like you have people in the world who are stupid enough to buy Kinect, people who are stupid enough to buy Move, people who are stupid enough to continue buying Dark Souls games, even though they're probably not very good. And, there will be people stupid enough to buy this.
Every single console
even though they don't need it.
Yeah.
So I think they will sell to that select few. I've put almost all of those things I just said, actually, thinking about it. So I think they will sell to that small few, but a wider audience, I'm sceptical.
I just don't see it. I can't see how it would be that much of an upgrade.
The timing as well is horrendous. PSVR.
Yeah, they're like, buy a new console and buy our VR.
So why would you do that?
Like, it would be mental.
Essentially competing against themselves.
You could essentially save almost 700-800 quid from not buying 2 new things.
Because if you got, I think with VR as well, it's like we keep going back to VR. Welcome to the VR show. If you're planning to buy a PlayStation VR, I think you already have a PS4.
Yeah,
because you know what's going on.
Yeah, you need it. So
I mean, yeah.
Obviously,
yeah. But I mean, like the people who have had a PS4 since launch are the ones that are more likely to buy a PSVR at launch because we're all idiots and buy things day one. So I think by them doing a PS4K, potentially, I mean, it's all.
what I can see is just eventually some screenshots will come out where it's like, here's this game on the current PS4 and here's it on the 4K version, and it looks that little bit better, and it's just like, well. Is it really worth it? Like
slightly better frames per second.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is, not 4K TVs aren't readily available either.
No, I mean they're still like not exactly cheap right now.
I mean, I don't have one.
No, I don't. You got one in your house.
There is one in my house, but it is not mine.
So I mean, between 3 of us, there's one.
Until there's like TV supports it, there's not really any point getting it. I guess. So
yeah, and I suppose that's another thing you got to think about, though, isn't it? It's
Netflix is the only ones that really do 4K support.
Yeah.
Do they?
Some shows.
On some of the shows, yeah.
Like House of Cards does 4K.
And YouTube, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh. YouTube's 4K.
Some of the videos.
Again, yeah, some stuff can be, but it's down to the people to make it. And it's like, why would they make it if it's not really that big right now? It's